Hi, welcome to the next devlog of my VR magic-based game. I'm Kate, and in today's video I will be focusing mostly on a really big feature, which is flying on a broomstick. It's been a while since my previous video, but this flying feature took much more time and work than I expected. But now I'm happy to show you this lovely broomstick. During development I used a much simpler model, so I think it's a little improvement. The whole model doesn't have a collider on it, but we can grab the stick at this point. It will be invisible in the future when I add a custom grab pose to it. When we grab it, it automatically starts flying at a very small speed. There are two different ways to speed up and slow down. First way is to use these gems, and second is to use just movement. The orange one gem is responsible for speeding up, and the blue one for slowing down. I like to think of it like you are leaning towards the stick, which makes you more aerodynamic, and that's why you are gaining speed. Another way to manipulate your speed is to move the broomstick and fly down. The more perpendicular you are with the ground, the faster you accelerate. If you change your direction rapidly, you will slow down. The reason for two different ways to change speed is that when we have only the movement-based speed, when we will be flying to the upper location and accidentally lose some speed, then we will have to sacrifice some distance to move down and gain the speed again. But it's a magic object, so it shouldn't be mandatory. As you probably noticed already, there is some rotation applied when turning the broomstick. There are two different ways to changing the direction, which you will be able to choose in the settings. The smooth one, which you can see right now, allows us to change direction without actually moving in the real world. This turning is great when you have a limited space or just don't want to move that much and don't have a problem with motion sickness. You can see these two indicator lines, which correspond to the range when you will start turning. The second option is to turn only by turning your body in the real world. In this case, the broomstick simply flies forward, so when we want to turn in the opposite direction, we have to move our hands there. I think that the whole flying ability turned out very well. There were many problems and bugs along the way. The most annoying one came up at the beginning with broomstick rotation around the pivot. Natural choice for me was to use joints, because it's something that was designed for this type of job. But because the anchor of the joint moved really fast, the object started jiggering. So I left the joints behind and went for another approach. When the main object has a pivot on a proper position and the rotation is set relatively to direction to the grabbable point, which is non-static and movable. Also, I was struggling a little with how to properly offset the stick position, so the hand will always stay in the same spot. Because a broomstick tracks position from the player, so it doesn't move along with a grab point. This was especially problematic when we were facing broomstick down and wanna reach the orange gem, because it was too far to grab. With a broomstick model, I got some help with concept art from an artist friend of mine. The main need was to have a dedicated place for hands and a spot for our future cat friend. This band on a stick is a nice addition because in VR it will be easier to look at the basket while flying. In the future, it will be possible to customize our broomstick with different baskets and decorations. The basket itself will have its own special use. Besides to be a spot for our cat, it will be additional removable storage for us to carry more stuff. The last thing I wanna show you today is a small improvement of the water. You might notice already that the water surface looks much more natural and it has a little waves on it. But the coolest thing is not visible on a normal basis, but when you enter the water, you will see this effect. It's all done by post-processing with a depth of field and color adjustment. In the near future, I will add some fish to the lake, so it will look even nicer. That will be it for today's video. I'm really curious what you think about the flying mechanic, so feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoyed this devlog, don't forget to leave a like, and to not miss another one, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, have a great day until the next time!